So just like in my salmon ladder video, I cut my posts down to size by measuring where they intersected the ground, and then measuring 10 feet away from there. While I was doing that, I had Dad start on the Cliffhanger boards. Now since I wanted this Cliffhanger to also act as a pegboard, I needed these boards to be extra thick, so Dad made sure to cut my plywood into 8-inch strips. Since the width of the plywood was 4 feet, we couldn't get 8-inch strips exactly, as the width of the blade will continually take off more material with each passing cut. So if you'd like your boards to be perfectly even, you'll have to account for this fact. However, even with the double-up sheets of plywood, these boards still won't be thick enough to act as a pegboard. So to give the boards more added depth and strength, we added some 2x6s to the back so that when I drilled the holes later, there would be enough wood to support my weight. After doing some research on American Ninja Warrior, I've learned that the ledges on both the Japanese and American versions have changed over the years. As of right now, the ledges on the American version are 2 inches deep. So to make mine a little bit more difficult, I made mine around 1.5 inches from several 2x4s. On the Japanese version of Ninja Warrior, there's one obstacle that has always scared me to death, and that is the vertical limit. This obstacle forces contestants to traverse across a large gap on nothing but a 1-centimeter ledge that is basically built to tear the skin right off your fingertips. So to try and emulate this obstacle, we used one of the leftover 7mm strips that was left over from ripping our main ledges. One thing that I really wanted on my pegboard were throttle pegs. I've seen versions that Kevin Carbone, the Maker Ninja, designed, where the outer grip portions of the peg rotates to make holding on to the pegs even more difficult. So what Dad and I did to copy this concept is use an inner 1.25-inch dowel that fit loosely inside an 1 3/8 piece of PVC tubing. We then drilled 2 holes on either side of the tube for some pegs so that it could still spin while being held in place. And since I forgot to put Bible verses on our last 2 projects, I think that this one deserves 3.